Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer, and today will be a very quick video. I just wanted to tell a quick funny story that happened to me today. I finally got some business cards done today. Went to pick them up. That's what they look like. So just in case you're curious, if I go to any game conventions in the future, I'll be handing these out. So I just thought it'd be kind of a neat thing to have. It's got my Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff on it. So anyway, so I picked those up, and I was on the way home, but I had one more stop I had to make. I had to go by one of those mailboxes, etc. type places to mail something. So I'm in there, and there's a FedEx guy in there who's waiting to. I guess he was waiting for they had a deadline, drop-off deadline or whatever, and he was a little early, so he's waiting for that deadline to make sure people didn't have any last-minute packages or whatever. And so I took care of my business, and I noticed that he had a tattoo on his leg of going around the calf of a Pac-Man chasing the little goblins, all the way around his circling his leg. And so I just happened to, and I'm going to edit in a picture of it here. I did take a picture of it, so I'll edit that in here. And so I asked him, I said, hey, that's a pretty cool tattoo. So you a gamer? And he says, oh yeah, which was kind of, now that I think about it, that was a really stupid question. Guy puts color, full color ink tattoo on his leg, of Pac-Man, and I ask him if he's a gamer. Dumbass question. Anyway, but I asked him, and he says, "Oh yeah, I'm a huge gamer and everything." And he was talking to the owner at the time, and the owner says, "Oh yeah, I'm a big gamer too." And I said, "Oh, well, just so happens I just picked up my business cards, and I was able to give them each one and told them they could check out my videos and everything." And of course, then the next 15 minutes we spent talking about old games like, in television, Atari 2600. The FedEx guy even talked about I had forgotten about the Nintendo Power Glove. He brought that up. I had forgotten all about the Power Glove. And so we ended up talking about all different kinds of gaming stuff and everything. And I just thought that was kind of, I didn't even make it home, and I gave out 2 business cards. So, us gamers, we're like an infestation. We're everywhere. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of a neat little story. And then there was a request by one of my subscribers. They had asked, I had a couple times I've mentioned, the World of Greyhawk back in the, in the D&D, in the D&D universe as a game world. And one of my subscribers had asked if I was going to talk about any specific modules from the Greyhawk game world. So I thought that because it was a request, that I would show the very first one that I ever purchased, which was it's called it's the G1, G for giant, Steading of the Hill Giant Chief. And it's a pretty, it's really thin. Not a lot of pages to it. And I've got it in this plastic because it's one of the first ones. But it's, of course, by the master himself, Gary Gygax. And I remember when I bought this, this was the first, as it says, their first of 3 modules. There's 2 more in the series, G2, G3. The second one is, this one is about hill giants, and it leads you into the fire giant, which is G2, and then the G3, which is the frost giants. And I remember when I bought this, I still remember very vividly. I couldn't wait home, get home. I got home, and the reason I bought this was that I hadn't been playing D&D very long, and my buddy who was the DM at the time he was doing all the DMing, and I was playing my very first character and just couldn't get enough. We're just playing, every weekend that that we could, all day, all night, whatever. And but I remember watching him, and I'm like, man, playing is fun, but I thought about it, and I said, DMing seems like it would be a whole nother experience because you're the one, painting this adventure for the players, and so I decided, even though, my buddy told me, don't you dare buy a DM's guide. You're not supposed to be reading that stuff. And, you're a player. You read the player's handbook and everything, trying to be real strict and everything because, there are secrets, in the DM's guide and everything, But, of course, I went and bought one anyway. And then I bought this as my first module thinking, and I remember couldn't wait to get home because I wanted to read it. And I read it cover to cover. And I remember that, it describes all the different rooms in detail, and the encounters in each room and everything like that. And that was when I was hooked on not just playing, but also DMing, and then creating my own adventures. That was the big thing. Once I got into that, I was like, well, wait a second. I can do my own. I can get my own, grid paper, and I can create my own, and, then it was off to the races because it's like, the imagination just starts going bonkers, and you're just coming up with all these ideas and everything else. And so this is the one that kicked it off for me. It was Steading of the Hill Giant Chief. And I just remember this picture here, and I was like, couldn't wait to DM this so that I could see how my players would react, in this depicts, one of the rooms and encounters in the module, and I couldn't wait to see how they would react, and everything. So just thought that to the one subscriber who asked for it, there you go. There'll be many other modules that I'll talk about in the future. I've got hundreds. So anyway, that's it for this video. We will catch you guys on the flip side.